Hello, fight fans. Welcome to another interview for Ram at the Fights. Tonight, my guest is a champion for Combat Night FC. He just won the welterweight champion after beating Daniel Morris. He's kind enough to join me tonight. JP, too much, San Luis. JP, how you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Good to see you. It's
Good
been a
to see you
while.
too, man. Tell me how's life as a champion?
Pretty much the same. I'll say it's nice you get a nice little piece of hardware that you kind of don't know what to do with after you win it. And it's like, oh yeah, it's nice to get a belt, and then once you win it, you're like, so I guess I just leave it somewhere, and that's kind of been it, unless quite a few places like sponsored places and like where I get my haircut, they ask you to bring it in. Um, I mean, I think it's been cool. I'm grateful because, you know, uh, there's a lot of professional fighters that never actually get to win a belt in any organization. So I think we should always try to be grateful for opportunities that we get because it's moments that we may not ever get again or something that other people wish that they could get. So just taking it all in stride and being happy about it all.
Oh, 100%, man. So tell me at the moment that, like right before the finish, that you got the guy, before the submission, like, did that cross to your mind at all? Like, I'm gonna be the champion, or you were focused on finishing the guy?
Yeah, I was really just out like I was focused on I was just present. That's the best way I can say it. I was very present and dealing with what was at hand, not really thinking much else except for I'm in a fight. Um, I see this guy's head is there, and I'm gonna elbow his face a few times, and then I'm locking in this guillotine. And it wasn't anything that I like. I go for submissions. I attempt submissions with 100% intensity and intentions of getting that submission. But I didn't think that I was about to get it. I was just gonna use it as a means to stand up. And then I was like, wait a second. I got a little bit of a bite on it. So I was just like, fuck it, let's do it, baby. And if it doesn't work, then I'm just gonna find my way up. You get what I'm saying? Because it's like you trained for a long time. We trained together,
Yeah,
where it's like if I'm gonna go for the submission. If I don't get it, I don't get it. But I'm going with that mindset of I'm either gonna get this or I'm gonna use it to advance my position. And guillotine is one of my money moves, you can say. So
yeah, I've been there.
yeah, everybody at Pettis Martial Arts and at Rufus Sport has known where it's like I don't know what it is. I've trained it a lot. I've trained a lot of submissions a lot, but that's just one that I'm able to get in all different types of positions. So I once I had it a little more locked in and I started noticing, I was like, okay, he's stuck. And I was like, oh yeah, it's like this is about to get pretty bad. And let me just anticipate a violent like explosion to get out. And it's almost like riding a bull, When people are struggling and they feel like they're in a corner, that's when they're at their strongest. So you can expect a big
Yep.
burst of energy. And I'll just like once that comes, I know that you maybe have two or one more, and you're gonna use up that energy while I'm choking you. You're gonna tap, and that's what happened. And it didn't even. It's funny because I didn't even think it's like, oh, I won the belt or anything after I submitted him. I was just like, I won. And then, once the belt gets wrapped around, it's like, oh yeah, this is for a belt.
Yeah, man. And probably in the introduction, I forgot to tell the people but for the people that don't know, JP used to train here in Milwaukee. Now he's based in Florida, training at Fusion Excel. I'm gonna ask you, at Fusion Excel, you're surrounded by a lot of talented people. Like I saw you training with Lyoto Machida.
The dragon.
Rodolfo Vieira was there.
Hmm.
I think Philip Raw is there
Hmm.
too.
Yeah.
And also I see you jumping to Cliff,
Yeah,
uh,
kill Cliff.
Kill Cliff.
Hmm.
Yeah, and that gym, there's a lot of killers in there, man. How is that been helping you a lot in the way you train, or how had you been taking advantage of training with all those people?
Yeah, it's been great for me. Lyoto Machida, Hall of Famer, UFC Hall of Famer, former champion. At least I think he's Hall of Famer. If he's not, he should be.
Yeah,
But regardless, just in my mind, Hall of Famer.
yeah,
And just being able to train with someone that I, you can almost say like partly idolize. It's like I watched every Lyoto Machida fight. Like I watched him fight BJ Penn, and it was just interesting, like his style. Nobody else was doing that at that time. So being able to train with an idol of mine in MMA has been great. I remember the first time he came into the gym, I was like, look, man, on no weird shit, bullshit, I would love to spar you. I was like, not me trying to show off, not me trying to make a name for myself off of sparring with you. It's just that would be an honor because like my uncles love Lyoto Machida, my dad loved Lyoto Machida, so I was just like, it would be really cool if I was able to spar with you, and he was really cool about it. And I didn't approach the sparring session like a dickhead or anything. I was just, trying to train, wasn't trying to prove anything, and he styled on me a little bit, but it's Lyoto Machida.
yeah.
But just yeah, wanted to give him a big shout out. But being around all those guys at Fusion Excel has been great. And there's a lot of talented fighters that don't have the name that some of my other teammates do. But I think in due time you'll be hearing about them. Julian Williams, one of the head coach, well, the head MMA coach, but one of the head coaches of Fusion Excel, former professional fighter, was 12-1 as a pro and has like UFC fighters on his winning belt and super legit black belt under Paul Rodriguez. I haven't gotten to roll with him, but I know he's nasty when it comes to grappling. He taught Julian a lot, and Julian has been teaching me a lot. I ask him a lot of questions and just have him explaining a lot to me. And Gerald Mearshart being another guy who I took me under his wing. Having Gerald Mearshart and then going to Julian Williams.
Hey, shout out to Jero.
Yeah, shout out to Gerald. Having those two great grapplers being, like two of my coaches has been great for me. And being at Killcliff as well, getting me outside of my comfort zone and training with all those killers there. You already know how many are on that mat at a single time. And it's just I feel like it's played such a big role in my development as a fighter. I feel like I have changed a lot. And what was it that Kobe in that commercial he said, "Are you the same beast but a different animal?"
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck does that mean, Kobe Bryant? And I feel like that's what's been happening with me since I've moved and training at Fusion, getting the assistance from Julian under his tutelage, and then being at Killcliff for fight camps. It's just I'm consistently developing and changing the type of animal that I am, but I'm still like the same beast that everyone knew from before, but just added so much to my game, and including a lot of confidence.
Yeah, no, and I've, I think because I know you, that for the people who don't know, JP is a very funny guy, man, and when he separate that, in my mind sometimes, how can you do it, because I know, because who don't follow him, please follow him. You're gonna laugh a lot with his stories. And how you like separate that, because I know you might work like super quick with the jokes and stuff,
Yeah.
but lately I see your stories, and I correct me if I'm wrong, but I think your determination has changed. Uh, the way you're approaching training, like I'm also watching a lot of serious too, a lot of serious stuff too. Is that correct?
Yeah, I would say that there was just not a little, but a big change that I've had. I've always been serious. I've always been in the gym a lot. And it's a change in being more intentional with everything that I'm doing. That's kind of what I've been calling it. Being more intentional and I want this shit and I'm gonna get what I want. And it's making my mind up. There's a teammate of mine who actually just shared like a quote that I kind of got from a teammate, Jason Jackson, kind of altered it myself. And it's like there's nothing more dangerous than a man who's made up his mind. And I feel like for a long time, it's like I wanted something and I'm gonna work hard for it, but I hadn't truly like made my mind up and just been like, what, fuck all the dumb shit. I'm gonna be serious. So just like 100% serious. So I've been a lot more serious with my health and like I was always in shape, but now I've been in like way better shape, which made like my weight cuts a lot easier. My mind is fresh. I'm not worried as much. And just knowing that I have a goal and I can achieve that goal, no more second guessing myself, being as confident as I know I truly am and not kind of hiding it. Because I think sometimes I would be confident and take it away, be confident, take it away. Now it's just, no, I'm not taking away my confidence. I've earned the right to be this confident and I'm going to continue growing upon it. But yeah, the funny shit that hasn't gone anywhere. I think I
I
tell
know, I
maybe
know.
I think I tell maybe like a little less jokes than I did before, but I'm still telling those jokes and I'm kind of transitioning into posting more like reels and putting more stuff on my feed and trying to get, the content out there because like I think I'm a funny individual. I think I have one of the best sense of humor in MMA and I just need to show it and I also think that that would probably help me get signed to a big league if I'm able to grow my social media following and let people really see that side of me where it's like I changed it on my Instagram. It's like full-time fighter, full-time clown. I think something like that, or full-time jokester. And that is really what I am. And these ideas, they just pop up in my head one after the other. And I'm just gonna like, fully embrace that and not think that's like, oh, you need to be serious all the time and you need to be training, not telling jokes. It's like I'm already training. Like today, after training with some of my teammates, I was like, look, we're gonna do the class and then we're gonna do some extra work. And then after we're done with the extra work, and then we can just go and record this stupid shit. And it's like that, work comes before play.
Yeah, that's true, man. So now you have the belt. What's next for you? You plan to defend a couple of fights in combat night, or are you waiting for a call from another a big brand? Like the other day, I saw you. They were pushing you like to be a last minute opponent to Nico Price. I was excited, man, if that could happen. But just asking you, like now you had the belt, what's next for you?
See, I wish I truly knew, that's what I'm trying to do. What I think is next is just kind of whatever the cards are dealt to me. Speaking with my management, trying to see what the next move is, whether I'm gonna defend the belt or if I can get like a short notice replacement. That whole thing with Nico Price, I saw that his Jeremiah Wells fell out, and I was just like, it's Biggie. Biggie's the one who actually sent it to
Yeah,
me, let me know, and I was like,
shout
oh
out to
shit,
me.
yeah, shout out to Biggie, and I jumped on it, saw it, and it's like, even if I don't get it, this is gonna make some type of noise. And I was just like, let me go ahead, make a little layout, me and him right next to each other, put it out, tag UFC, all these different articles, and let's see if I can get something going. And if not, I'm just gonna keep on doing that until my name comes up on somebody's desk, and then maybe they look at my Instagram and they're like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" I've never. It's like, holy shit! It's like I think we could make something out of this guy. That's really what I want. Either they're gonna see me as someone that they can market, or they're gonna try to feed me to the wolves, but realize that that's not gonna work, and I'm gonna beat the shit out of whoever you put me in front of. And then it's like, okay, this guy is legit. And I feel like I've kind of made a career of that in a sense where I fought a lot of undefeated guys or people that they're like, oh, we don't expect him to win this fight. Win. Okay, maybe that was a fluke. We don't expect him to win this fight. Win. And then it just kind of keeps on going until the point where people are like, okay, yeah, he's legit. Like we can't deny it anymore.
No, and that's the move, right? You threw your name out there, didn't wait for anybody to do it for you, and I mean that's a big bet. I can understand why you do it. I mean, why not to take a shot? You know?
Yeah. It's like closed mouths don't get fed.
Yeah,
And I'm trying to eat. I'm trying to
yes,
eat,
sir.
man.
Yeah. So, well, JP is also a big anime fan. Legit anime fan. Like,
Yes,
uh,
sir. Got the
yeah.
hand signs, you know.
So I was gonna ask you, there's like any you just signed me a quote earlier, like, and I was curious, like, there's a quote from anime that helped you or you always remember that helped you with training and fighting.
Quote. Trying to think. Like a specific one. So this one is, I don't know, like there's specific ones, but there's one that kind of gets me in the mood for fighting, and it's from Fire Force, and it's Benimaru Shinmon, and he was training the main character and the his rival character, whatever, two of the main characters, and it was just anger begets anger, and it's like if you turn your what is it? If you put anger begets anger, so if you put your death stare on somebody, expect it to turn on you full force, like back, something like that. And it kind of just is a cool quote to me because what I'm thinking of is just whatever you put out there, you're likely to get right back. So it's like if you're, if you're ready to fight somebody, expect that they're also ready to fight you. And if you're, oh, that's what it is. Anger begets anger. If you turn your bloodlust on someone, expect that to turn back on you.
Okay.
And I just like that from a fighting standpoint because it is real. It's like you hit that person, they're gonna hit you back. They're
Yeah.
not gonna just be like most people, no matter what, if they're gonna give up, maybe they give up in a few minutes, but you're gonna have to fight them to make them give up. And most people are going to fight back. Anybody who decides to do a combat sport, there is a level of uh fight in all of them. Nothing comes easy. You can even think about like your easiest jujitsu match or easiest fight that you've ever had. Still, to a degree, that person fought you, no matter what, and it's like you had to earn it. So that's one of my favorite quotes. And I wish I could remember. There's one from Itachi, but it's like he says, let's see. He said, growing older is about surpassing your limits. That itself is a form of training, something like that. And that's one of my favorite ones. And Zoro has one where it's like, I'm much too weak. I have to get stronger.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think I've posted that one quite a few times. And it's him doing like handstands, handstand push-ups with a big barbell full of weights on him. But yeah, those are like some of my favorite quotes.
Cool, man. That's some cool stuff. Uh, now, do you still have like? I mean, I know you're busy training. Like now, your mentality now, your determination. Had you still keep balance watching some anime stuff, or it had decreased?
It goes in waves. I think there's times where I'm watching a lot more and not reading as much. And then
Okay,
there's times where I'm reading more and watching less. Or I find like one season of an anime that's new that I want to watch, like Jujutsu Kaisen that just came out a few months ago. Well, probably longer than a few months ago, but I watched season two, and then I watched a new one called Solo Leveling, and that
okay.
one was pretty good. Consistently watching One Piece. and but I'm reading One Piece, reading something called Kaiju Number 8, reading Vinland Saga, My Hero Academia, um, Kagura Bachi. So there's a lot that I'm reading, but it's yeah, I think I read more manga than I do watch anime. I'm impatient. Sometimes I need to know. It's like Boruto too. It's like I'm not waiting for this shit. I'm
I
just
know.
gonna read it.
So, uh, before we end the interview, if there's any message you have for the fans and everybody that shows support to you on social media.
Yeah. So one big shout out to sponsors, Athlete Recovery Room, Nah Dude Podcast. If you guys don't know, should definitely check that podcast out.
Yeah.
And then I would like to just, everyone who does support me, I appreciate it. And like I'm very grateful for it because a lot of people you don't have to do it. You don't have to spend money to watch me fight, and you don't have to spend money on t-shirts, whatever it is that I'm promoting, and just let everybody know
Yeah.
these are the new t-shirts that I'll be
Yeah.
dropping. I'm still doing signups for it, and I'll be closing the pre-order link in about 2 weeks. So try to get your shirts. I think these
Yeah,
are
I
just some of
ordered
the
mine
dopest fight
already.
shirts. Yeah, appreciate it. So just shout out to everybody that supports me. And if you don't support me now, you probably will later, but later I may not be wanting your support anyway.
Yeah.
It's
So,
like do it now.
where for, for the people that are probably gonna watch for the first time this interview, where can they follow you? Social media? Can you give your
Gotcha.
Instagram and stuff?
Yeah. So Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, JP underscore too much. And then you can follow my fight page at JP too much St. Louis on Facebook. And just to show you guys, there we go. It's the same one for TikTok, Instagram, IG, and I post on all of those. And if you are on threads, you can follow me there too.
All right, man. I appreciate your time. Good to see you again, man.
Good to see you.
Wish you nothing but the best for you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. There you got it, JP. Too much San Luis. Thank you. I appreciate, man.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right.